back to me talking to myself in my car again, looking like a crazy person. You guys ever had Bang energy drinks? This shit's freaking awesome. Doubling up. Got the Starbucks, got the Bang. This shit's strong, man. But I need some energy to get through these videos sometimes. It's good to be back doing these stupid videos in my car again. Gotta love it. Man, so I've been down for the count for a little while with this car. Just got some work done finally. So I'm going to talk about some things in this video that are kind of important. I'm going to cover how I got to almost full bolt-on for less than $1,000, how you can do it. We're going to total up how much I spent on mods. We're going to go over that. Give you guys some ideas on how much you should spend if you're buying used, if you're buying off eBay, if you're getting cheap parts, what are good deals, what are bad deals. We're going to cover some recent purchases I made for this car as far as tires and brakes, and how I always spent $340 for brand new rear pads and rotors and 4 tires all the way around, which is a really great deal too, and my thoughts on those parts. Also my thoughts on going really cheap on those parts. And I'm also going to talk about the Auto Mafia tune that I got recently and how that's performing. So we're going to cover all that in this video. I'm going to continue looking like a crazy person talking to myself while all these people stare at me. I'm wondering, I'm just going to wear a Bluetooth headset so I don't look that crazy anymore. Might have to do that. But anyways, we'll cover all that in this video. Or stay tuned. I finally got this car to pass emissions. If you guys go long tubes and off-road X-pipe, or if you go off-road X-pipe, you delete the cats, and you live in an area where you can't, you're not supposed to run off-road pipes, you have to get smog tested or emissions tested. There's a way around that, and I'm going to put a link in the description if you guys want to pick up a set of O2 sensor spacers or defoulers. There's a couple names for them. Call them defoulers, spacers, whatever you want. Check engine light, cat triggers, whatever you want to call them. There's a lot of names for them. So I'll leave a link. They're about 10 to 15 bucks. They just screw in place to where your downstream O2 sensors go. Then you plug your downstream O2s into that. And it tricks your car into thinking that you actually have catalytic converters, because it takes it away from the exhaust stream a little bit. And I put those on, and voila! Take a look. I passed emissions. And I have long tubes and off-road X-pipe on this car. They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't be done, but it happened. It took a little bit though. I rode around with expired plate sticker for about 2 months. I got pulled over 3 times. That was a lot of fun. Oh man, looking at my rearview mirror every time I was going down the street, just wasn't fun, man. Looking over my shoulder constantly. So the reason I couldn't pass emissions wasn't because of the spacers. I fixed that problem right away. I put the spacers in. What's funny, as soon as I put the spacers in, I got another code for an upstream O2 sensor because I have long tubes in the car. If you guys have watched my channel for a long time, you know that I've talked about the issues with BBK long tube headers, and sure enough, I'm on like my 4th O2 sensor already because I didn't fix it the way I should with moving the O2 sensors up and everything. But so yeah, I was waiting to get an O2 sensor put in, so I drove around with plates that expired in 07. Never got a ticket though. Got 2 warnings from 2 different cities. Oh well. I never got a ticket, so I don't care. But finally today I passed emissions, and I got through, and my car's running great. The new O2 sensor, this thing has come back to life. Luckily I got that in, and everything's just running great now. So if you guys need to pass emissions, and it's because you don't have cats in the car, look up these O2 sensor defoulers. The link will be in the description. So that's that as far as the whole emissions thing goes. So I'm just happy to drive this car again, and it's running great. I'm getting better gas mileage, all that stuff, because of the upstream O2 sensor I had to fix, not because of the downstreams. Downstreams have nothing to do with that. So like I said, I recently made some purchases for this car. The first thing I want to talk about, I did a video about this, is the Achilles ATR Sport 2 performance tires that I bought. I've been turning a hell of a lot of people on these tires. We've been talking about it in the Facebook group a little bit. I'll leave a link also to the ones that I have in the description. I'm 245 in the front, 275 in the back, 35 sidewall in the front, 30 sidewall in the back. Now, it's a pretty thin sidewall, but for being it's a low-profile tire. For being a low-profile tire, these things hook. So if I'm going to recommend tires, it's like $70 a pop. You might be scared to invest that because it's like that's $70 tire. It's gonna be terrible. I don't want a $70 tire. It's not going to last. It's not going to hook. All right, so these tires are phenomenal. Let me tell you, and I have probably like at least 6 or 7 people in the Facebook group, maybe more. No, you know what? More than that. I think it's like 12 or 13 people maybe that have already bought these tires and have said, "Holy shit, these tires are phenomenal. They're great freaking tires. Highly recommend them." I have many people to back me up on this. So if you can't get them shipped to you from Amazon, because I had to get a replacement one because I had a pothole. It wasn't the tire's fault. It was my fault. So I've actually had this. I'm on my 5th one already. The first 4 they shipped to me. The 5th one I tried to buy, they wouldn't ship to me. Why? I don't know. They maybe changed their policies. Honestly, I don't know. But I had to get the last one from simpletire.com. So I actually got it in only 3 days, which was great. So if Amazon won't ship to you and you want to get these tires, check out simpletire.com. But again, if you're looking for tires, these ones, you can go cheap on these ones, and you will not be freaking disappointed at all. The wet traction is the only downside. What I've experienced, and people said too, the wet traction isn't that great. So if you live in the Amazon rainforest, you're probably on fire. But if you're not on fire, then you might not want to buy these tires because it rains a lot. Okay, this is my point. That went south really fast. So yeah, tires, all 4 tires, I'm on Achilles ATR Sport 2. Highly recommend them, very much so. Brakes. Okay, so I just had to get brakes done on my car. Here's a picture of my car in the shop the other day. Again, everybody says don't buy cheap brakes. The only thing I would never skimp out on price-wise is brakes. Well, you know what? Here's what I think is hilarious. If you have like a $6,000, $7,000 Cyclone, Mustang, whatever, V6, and you go and you put $600 brakes in there, you upgrade to Brembos, and then you daily drive the car and you never track it, what's the point? What's the point of putting all that money into brakes if you're not going to actually like I understand if you're tracking the car, that makes perfect sense, but if you're not going to actually use it, what is the point? So I don't do that. I don't really track the car. I don't go around freaking twisties and all that stuff, so I have no use for really expensive brakes. So I decided, you know what, let me see let me see how cheap I can go on brakes and see if they're actually good, and if they are, I can recommend them to you guys. So I got a set of pads and rotors for the back. It was only $59 freaking dollars. $59 for brakes on eBay. Detroit Axle is a supplier. I'll leave a link in the description for that. If you guys are looking for really cheap brakes, I have them on my car right now. They are working fantastic so far. Car stops good. They don't make any noise. I'm completely satisfied with them. They went on no problem. They even included some brake cleaner and some brake fluid in the package too for $59. You get rear pads, rotors, brake fluid, and brake cleaner. Dude, from a dealership, that would cost like probably $200 something odd dollars for all that. Maybe more than that even. I don't know. Now, probably about $200. $250 maybe actually. Somewhere around. It's been a while, but yeah. Talk about a great deal, man. You really can't go wrong. So if you're looking for cheap tires, I told you what to get. If you're looking for cheap brakes, again, I got to stand behind these Detroit Axle brakes. So far, so good. When I need fronts, which is going to be really soon, they offer fronts as well too. They're about the same. They're about $60 for front pads, rotors, brake fluid, and brake cleaner. And I'm going to get it. You know I'm going to get it. And again, I'm just completely satisfied with all these purchases I made for the car. A lot of people say you get what you pay for. That's not always the case. I mean, when you're dealing with tools, maybe the shit's gonna break. But so far, man, these tires hold up, these brakes hold up. Everything is really, really good as far as that goes. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I found some really cheap brakes and they work really good. So maybe you guys will be interested in purchasing them. Not like I make any commission. I'm not sponsored by Detroit Axle or anything. I'm just telling you how it is, So I'm just driving around anyways. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just driving around. Hey, there's Denny's. Just pulling the Denny's real quick for no reason. Maybe we should get on an on ramp and do a pull since my car's running good right now. We could try and do that since I'm not doing anything else right now. Man, this Bang energy drink is really working really good right now. Just want to keep driving. I don't want to stop. Yeah, I said I would talk about how much money I've spent on mods to get where my car's at right now. We'll go over, most of you guys probably know what my mods are in the car. If you're new to the channel, you might not know. So I'll kind of cover that, and I'll tell you how I got this shit for so cheap and how much I spent. We'll tally all that up in a little screen right here, a little text if I can. Probably can't because some issues with this editor right now, and shooting in 4K, it won't allow me to put text up on the screen. Let's go! But, okay, so 373s, okay, you know, everybody knows the kit was like 279. Ported intakes I got for a deal because I'm friends with Terry, TV built. I got these ported intakes for I think around 200 bucks maybe, something like that. So we're about 479 right now. The long tube headers I got for long tube headers and off-road X-Pep I got for 300, which were the same ones I had on my last car, my last 3.7, who I sold to a guy named Rich. Rich sold them back to me after he coated them too, so which is kind of nice. So I got them back in, I guess, better shape than what I sold them in for less money. I don't know, it's something like that. So those are about 300. So right now we're sitting at about 779, I think. Okay, so the axle backs, Mac flow paths, they were brand new in box, brand new. I got them for 100 bucks off of buddy Zach, who has the white Mustang, who I reviewed on my channel way back. Mine, of course, was a manual. This is an automatic. But when you put an MPT tune on a 6R80 transmission, you can't complain. This car moves. This car totally moves out well. I'll try and leave a link in the description if you haven't seen that that video, because that was a really cool video. Man, I know I'm not gonna get a pull in because this car's going so freaking slow. It's fucking bullshit. People, when they get on the on-ramps, they're like so scared to press the damn gas pedal, man. Hit it! And then, why do people go so slow, man? I hate this shit. It's so annoying. Speed up. Alright, where are we at? 779, 879. Okay, 879 with the axle backs. Okay, and the MPT tune was 100 bucks. That's 979. The car came with the seated cold air intake, so I didn't pay for that. I think that's like about it. Ported intakes, cold air intake, ported manifolds, gears. So for less than $1,000 in parts, my car's basically full bolt on. I didn't put a throttle body on it, which I proved to be a waste of money, because this car, without a throttle body, without a drive shaft, without skinnies in the front, already ran faster than my last 3.7 that had skinny tires in the front, skinny drag wheels, had a throttle body, had a drive shaft, it had lower control arms, it had a short throw shifter. My car doesn't have any of that right now, this car, and it ran quicker in a quarter mile than the first one did. So I tried to see if I can get this thing quicker than my first one by doing a budget build, and it actually works out good. So for about $1,000 in parts, I was able to get this thing into basically a 12-second car in a quarter mile. Granted, it was on drag slicks, which I already own, so I guess I could figure that in, but I'm not going to because I already owned them. But if you're going to figure those in, it would be about another 400 bucks between the wheels and tires, plus another 300 and something for the cold air intake. So maybe about 1,700, including, you know, if you would have to buy all those parts. But I'm just not including them because I already have them, if that makes sense. So, all right, yeah, we covered the brakes, the tires, we covered how much money I've spent on mods to give you an idea. And don't ever be afraid to buy used. Don't ever be afraid to buy used parts. Don't ever be afraid to look up stuff on eBay. Speed Daddy headers, if you're looking for cheaper shorty headers, that's not a bad route. Some people have had some issues with them, but I'm not going to say that they're all that terrible, because a lot of people have had good results from them as well too. Speed Daddy headers, nothing wrong with that on a V6. You know, maybe on a Coyote I wouldn't maybe go that route, but on a V6, again, why toss a whole ton of money into it when the car's only worth like $7,000 or $8,000 to begin with, you know, given that you have like a 12, you know, base model or something, kind of like what I have. So, yeah, so we talked about all of that stuff, totaled up how much money I've spent in mods, and try to give you guys an idea. Again, just buy used, man. Just go used. If you don't want to spend all the money to get all this shit, just buy used. It's so much easier. So you can do that. And then lastly, I want to talk about the AMR tune that I got recently. I switched it off for right now to pass emissions because I wasn't sure what Caleb did with the downstream O2s. I know MPT doesn't disable them because they're like totally like not trying to trick the whole emissions EPA bullshit thing. They're trying to avoid all the fines and stuff, which I don't blame them for that. You know, they're a company, they gotta do things right. So I'm back on the MPT tunes right now, but I did run the AMR tune for a while. The AMR tune was only an 87. I asked specifically for an 87 tune because I do drive this car a lot. So I just wanted to get a you know, kind of a baseline idea of how the AMR tune is. Fresh, non-data log, just right out of the box. Of course, AMR does recommend that you data log their tunes. I have to say that I was pleasantly surprised and very impressed with the AMR tune. It has some work to be done because it has to be data logged, which I'm going to work on with them. And I'm really excited to see how fast they can push this car because this is one thing about AMR. They're not afraid to do things for you. They're not afraid to tune and work with you and I guess be a more of a friend kind of level with you when it comes to tuning, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can put it. They treat you more like a friend than like a business that's hiding behind a wall of rules and regulations, if that makes any sense at all. Of course, they still do things safely. They just do things right. You know, if you ask for something stupid that's going to blow your car up, they're going to be like, hey, you know, we're not going to do that. But the customization with AMR is what I really like. How much they're willing to work with you, and the feedback and the quickness and everything. They're on point, man. They're on point. I've been getting some of my parts from them too. I got my O2 sensor from AMR shipped right away. And they, you know, if they don't have something, if you're looking for parts, go to their website, check it out. I've got a code you guys can use 37STANG and get a few bucks off. I'll leave that in the description as well too. Use that code, shop at AMR for your parts because you'll get them quick. And if they don't have something you're looking for, just hit up Caleb Smith on Facebook, and he'll most likely be able to find whatever it is that you're looking for. It's a great company. I can't wait to keep working with them a little more and get this tune data logged. Then we'll bump it up to 93. When I go back to the track, we're going to see how well it really performs. So far, I'm stoked. I'm really pleased with the AMR tune. They did a great job. So that's all I got to say about that. The video's getting really long. So I'm going to wrap this up. Smash that like button, and I'll do something really cool in the next video. I promise. I promise I will. I'm going to stop talking to myself now in this car. I think I'm fucking crazy, probably. But anyways, peace out, guys.